My girlfriend's grandparents keep calling me her boy best friend's name, even after correcting them, but I overheard her grandma asking why she hadn't brought him along and when they'd get to see him again. What on earth is going on? I, 22M, and my GF, 22F, have been together for almost 2 years now. We met during Freshers Week at university, and found out we were studying the same course. Our relationship has been running smoothly, and we rarely argue. The one problem that we have is to do with her boy best friend, who we'll call Alex, 23M. Alex has been around for longer than I have. He has known my GF for around 4 years now, and they attended high school together. I initially had no problem with Alex, until he started making fun of my appearance and accent. For context, I am not a bad-looking guy. I am 5 feet 10 inches, and have a decent build. I have been working out for just over half a year now, and I have good facial features. Alex has pointed out small things like the shape of my eyebrows, the way my hair gets messy, I have longer hair that can regularly get tangled up, and my accent. I am Slavic, and English is not my first language. For the most part, my girlfriend has defended me and called Alex out on this. But sometimes, she will laugh at the things he says, particularly when he makes fun of my accent. This bothers me a lot, as I struggled with my English for a few months before passing my IELTS and struggled to fit in when I moved here. I have brought this up to her and she apologizes but continues to do so. Now, on to the issue. My GF and I recently went to visit her grandparents for the weekend. They are a pretty big part in my GF's life. She was raised by them as well as her parents, and this was my first time meeting them. Her grandmother opened the door, and greeted me with a hug, and proceeded to say, "Alex, we've heard all about you." I instantly assumed it was a mistake. Her grandmother is old, so maybe it was a memory thing? And I corrected her and told her my name. She frowned and shook her head, sure that it couldn't be correct. The dinner was a bit awkward, as both her grandparents kept referring to me as Alex. My girlfriend kept on correcting them, and they looked confused. After the dinner, I politely asked my girlfriend why they continued to mix me up with Alex. She blew up on me, telling me they're old and struggle with memory loss. I apologized, explaining I didn't mean to insult anybody, I just wanted to know why they continued to refer to me as Alex even after correction. We left it at that, and spent the night watching movies that her grandparents enjoyed. I was setting up the bed in the spare room for me and my GF, when I overheard her grandmother and her talking. My GF was talking in a hushed tone about Alex. Her grandmother kept asking why she hadn't brought Alex along like she said she would. I couldn't hear my GF very well, but she told her grandmother something came up, so she had to bring me instead. I was surprised, as we had this trip planned for a couple of weeks beforehand. I heard her grandmother asking how Alex was doing, and when they'd get to see him again. I am really confused. I asked my girlfriend about it in bed, and she insisted that her grandmother just struggled with memory loss and didn't know what she was saying. I asked if she had planned to bring Alex to her grandparents, and if so, I would have had no problem with it if she'd have simply let me know. She blew up on me again, insisting I didn't understand her relationship with Alex. She called me a few petty names, and told me to sleep on the pull-out couch. I reluctantly agreed and laid awake all night thinking about the conversation. Since then, my GF has been more irritable and nothing I say makes her want to talk to me. She has been calling Alex regularly, and refusing to tell me why she's so upset. This is deeply confusing me, as I didn't come across as insulting in any way. I have considered breaking up with her a couple of times, as this behavior is completely out of the blue, and her refusal to communicate properly is worrying me. Any advice? Would I be the jerk if I broke up with her? Commenter 1. She's telling you that you're secondary to Alex. Commenter 2. Not a jerk. There's clearly something going on. Especially if she gets that upset about you having questions instead of wanting to make you feel comfortable. Don't waste time dealing with it. Edit. Thank you for the replies, and helping me realize that this was never just about what her grandparents have said. My GF's behavior is unacceptable, and I will be having a talk with her tomorrow which will ultimately end in splitting up with her. I will post a short update tomorrow for anyone who is interested. Update. Hi. I am writing this in my car, and what just happened completely baffled me. For context, about a day ago I wrote a post, explaining that I had went to meet my girlfriend's grandparents, and they kept on calling me Alex, her boy best friend's name. Upon asking my girlfriend about it, she got defensive and has refused to speak to me since. My girlfriend got off of work early, and messaged me asking to come pick her up. This is the first time she has messaged me first in days. I agreed, and drove to go pick her up. I waited in the customer section. She works in a bakery, and I noticed some of her coworkers giving me dirty looks. I brushed it off. When she got out, she was quiet. She got in my car with a huff and then asked if I could drive her to Alex's place, as him and some other friends were having a small gathering there. I admit this annoyed me. I told her flat out we needed to talk, and asked her if she wanted to go to my place to do so. She told me anything I had to say, I could say it now. So that's what I did. I told her that her behavior over the past few days had been unacceptable. Her refusal to talk to me, how she blew up at me for just asking simple questions. This is where the conversation got weird. She told me that her grandparents had been waiting to meet Alex and that's why they got confused, much different to her loss of memory excuse in my earlier post. I asked her why she didn't just tell me that. She told me I wouldn't understand because I don't understand her relationship with Alex. I told her that yes, I do not understand her relationship with Alex. How she lets him insult me, and how she carries on defending him. She told me that people over here make fun of each other, and I wouldn't understand because my culture is different. What? I told her that regardless of my culture, I wouldn't tolerate the disrespect from her friend, and the lying has led me to believe she is no longer trustworthy. I told her I have given her zero reason to lie to me. She started crying and promising me that nothing was going on between her and Alex. I was stunned, as this isn't what I was implying at all. I asked her why she had said that, and she broke down and admitted that Alex had been pressuring her to leave me for months now, saying she deserved better than someone like me. At this point I was done. I don't need this kind of drama. I told her to get out of my car and that we are done. She was crying and she begged me not to leave her, promised she'd cut Alex out of her life, promised that their relationship was nothing but friendship. I said I didn't care, and I wanted no part in this anymore. Strangely, I didn't really feel sad ending the relationship. I actually feel pretty numb. Her attitude suddenly shifted. She hit my arm and told me I just didn't understand, and that Alex was right, she should have left me sooner, etc. I just told her to get out of the car. She was still crying, and she slammed the door pretty hard and stormed off. Now she's texting me, apologizing and promising we can work this out. I've had a couple of texts from mutual friends asking what happened, as my GF sent them texts calling me controlling and toxic. Why would she want to get back together with me if she's telling our friends that? I put my phone on Do Not Disturb, and am now writing this update. I don't feel sad right now, but maybe that's because I'm in shock. I wrote this update for the people who gave me the courage to leave this relationship. Thank you for all your advice. Edit, I told our mutual friends the story, and shared the post with them. They said they always found her relationship with Alex weird, lol. I also shared with them the texts my ex-GF was sending me. They were immediately pissed that she was trying to play them fool. None of my mutual friends have took my ex-GF's side, yet. All of them have apologized to me for the unnecessary drama she was causing, and said they were going to keep their distance. A couple of our friends, we are a big group, who did not reach out have blocked me on socials. Guess the trash took itself out. For now, I am feeling good. I have been hanging out with my cats and ordered takeout food. My roommate gets back from his parents' house tomorrow, so I will update him on the situation when I can and ask him to be there when my ex-GF collects her stuff. As for my ex-GF, I sent her a text message, telling her to only contact me when she was going to collect her things. I muted her texts and calls, and will only check again when she's due to come and get her things. Once that's over, I will block her. I'm feeling pretty good about my decision now. Thank you for all the comments, I will respond to as many as I can. I may have another small update on the weekend, as my ex-GF and I are attending the same house party for Halloween. For now, take care, and thank you to everyone who has commented and or messaged me. Update 2. My ex came to collect her stuff Friday morning, and all was mostly well. There were a few tears here and there, but my ex collected her things and my roommate was witness. Anyway, that night there was a Halloween party. I went dressed as Mesmer, irrelevant to the story but whatever. My friend who was also attending the party dropped me off, and for the first couple of hours I had a splendid time. Then, my ex and Alex showed up at around 8, dressed in matching costumes, Catwoman and Batman. Whatever, it didn't bother me, I continued chatting with friends and drinking. Here's where it all went downhill. Alex approached me and asked to talk in private. I obviously refused, I want nothing to do with him. He kept on insisting, begging me to hear him out. I told him no, and to leave me alone, etc. As I walked away, he told me my ex missed me and wanted to talk. This should have been my first red flag, but I ignored it. I went to talk with one of my female friends and her boyfriend. He got us drinks, and we talked for a while and drank, and had a dance. Then, my ex approaches me. She looks tired and teary-eyed. She grabs my arm and begs me to talk to her. I gently move away and tell her no. My friends back me up, telling her to go away. She doesn't go away, keeps on grabbing my arm and begging to talk, crying now. Unfortunately, my friend started to feel really ill, so her boyfriend took her to the bathroom. As I was now alone with my ex, I tried to move away. She grabbed my hand and tried to lead me away. I shook her off and told her to leave me alone. She started ranting, saying Alex was a manipulative boss and that she's been meaning to cut him off for ages. BS in my opinion. They showed up in matching costumes. I said okay, she can do that, but it won't change that we are split up and I won't consider any contact or relationship in the future. She got visibly annoyed. I decided to leave the party early, as I had a bad feeling about all of this and was uncomfortable. I went to find the host to thank him for the party and say my goodbyes. This is when my ex found me again and cornered me. This is hard to admit, but she put her arms around my neck and tried to kiss me, and then she proceeded to try and touch me. She kept whispering that this wasn't over and we were still a couple. I froze up for a couple of minutes and then roughly pushed her away and told her to get the F off me, and that she was crazy. I admit I got really angry. I was in shock and felt disgusting. She started crying, calling me unstable. I didn't care at all and stormed out of the party, called a taxi and went home. That night was really difficult. I texted my friend who I had came to the party with to let him know I'd left and what had happened. He was furious with my ex. Since Friday, I have been in a tough state. A few of you messaged me, who I need to get back to, and told me what I experienced was not okay. That didn't register at the time, but I guess it's starting to. On Saturday, a lot of my friends messaged me. They had found out what had happened, presumably from my friend I told, and were incredibly supportive. They cut off my ex, and I'm glad to have them on my side. A few of them suggested filing a report, but I don't even know how that works or if I'm ready to do that. Alex tried to reach out to me through social media, but I blocked his accounts. I don't care for what he or my ex have to say. Thank you for all the kind words you have sent since my last post, and for those who saw my deleted post and sent me advice. I don't think I'll have another update unless I file a report and/or there are any developments in my situation. I am terrified to see my ex on Monday in class, I will admit. I don't know how to handle this. Edit, I have never posted on this sub before, so I am not sure if what I have linked/wrote will be flagged and if it is the correct way to do it. Commenter. You were unstable for not letting me essay my way back into your life. Is certainly a choice for reconciliation.